Well, after having a stellar career in college, playing at Illinois State, going to JUCO for a year, being an All-American there, having a great career at Oklahoma, University, had pro opportunities. Um, One of the big things that I want to ask you about is we have a big debate going on within the website about the best players that ever come through East Chicago. Because you played at Roosevelt, I want to get your starting five at Roosevelt, and this is players that you actually seen play. Of course, we can mention the Jim Bradleys, different guys like that, because he's one of the legendary guys. But I want to get from you your starting five of the best players you've seen at Roosevelt in your era, and if you have, give me knowledge on the starting five at East Chicago Central as well. So let's go with point guard for Roosevelt.
I would have to say for Roosevelt, point guard. Ooh, that'd be a hard one. In my era, I would have to say Terry Artis. Terry Artis was hard nosed.
Okay.
He wasn't a great athlete. He wasn't a great scorer, but he was hard nosed. He knew the game. He played a point guard role. So I would have to say, as far as point guard, would be Terry Artis. And Terry Artis was 2 years ahead of me.
Gotcha.
He was 2 years ahead of me, so I would have to use him as far as point guard. Then I would have to, for center, I would have to name Anthony Jones.
As a center?
As a center.
Okay.
And we call him Jux.
Yeah.
Great athlete. About 6'4", 6'5", man. This guy would jump out the gym. Great athlete. He was really good, but his era was, I don't know if you remember, Ronaldo Thomas.
Yes.
Played for Gary Roosevelt at that time.
Yeah.
Man. Back then, man, we used to go at it. You talking about some guys that were dunking on one another, man. So I would have to say, as far as center, would be Anthony Jones.
Power forward.
Power forward, I would have to say Richard Randolph. About 6'3", man, the guy was strong, solid. 6'3", wasn't a great scorer, but he would get you 15, 16 rebounds a game. He gonna take up space. 15, 16 rebounds a game. He was a year ahead of me. And then I would say myself, which was swing forward. I was shooting forward. I would say 3. The second guard, I would have to say probably Shep Snead. Shep Snead, small guy, but had.
So you're saying that he's better than Tony Harris? How about at point guard position, Harry Irvin?
Harry, forgot about Harry Irvin.
I heard his name mentioned a lot of times.
Harry Irvin he was a good player too. Harry was I guess I would have to say he was an all-around player.
Okay.
Point guard. This guy had skills too, man. I mean, you talking about another person that could shoot the ball. Had the funniest shot in the world, man. But for some reason, man, he would hit it. I don't know how, but he would hit it. Forgot about Tony Harris. I would have to use him as and Tony could actually play. Tony was so good. He could actually play any position. I mean, whether it was, he was about my height, 6'3", whether it was forward, center, guard, point guard. I mean, this guy, he had the total package. He had the total package. And so, I could probably put Tony in that 2 guard position. I would say Terry Artis, point, Tony 2, myself 3, Richard Randolph 4, and Anthony Jones, Jux would be 5, man. That would be my starting 5.
Great starting 5.
Yeah, that'd be my starting 5 there, man. Compared to starting 5 for Central, who can I use? Maybe
point guard.
Point guard, I would say Eton is a point guard. The big kid from overseas, the center, the 6'11" guy. What was his name?
Angel Garcia?
Yeah, Garcia. I would say him as a center. I liked the big guy that played he played football, but he was a big guy.
Keywan Short.
Yeah, Keywan Short. Now I like this game, man. Now he reminded me of, and he was actually the key to them being successful. I mean, here's a big guy. When I would mention to you about they get out in the paint and didn't mind bumping heads, and he was that type of player, man. He'd get in there and bang, move some guys around, and he wasn't afraid to go up. So I would have to use him as a forward, and I would need 2 more players. So
small forward and shooting guard. Now
Pete was pretty good. Pete was a good guard.
Okay.
Antoine was a good guard.
Yeah.
And Jonesy was a good guard too.
Dwayne Jones
was a good guard. He was a good shooter too, man. So I could use those guys, man. You know what? I can't leave out Coop.
And also, Delmar Johnson.
Delmar was pretty good too. Got about Delmar, man. I can go on and on naming all those guys, man. So we might have to put 10 of them on the court opposed to 5 of us, man.
Okay.
But it was, again, The difference between when I was coming up and the guys now, I would say that the guys now may be more talented, as far as athletic wise. I mean, you have a lot of guys that's coming up now, man, that just has raw talent. Where we were coming up, we didn't have the talent that they have now, but we knew how to play together and win. We knew what it took to win. If we had to take 5 charges, we would take charges. It wasn't so much of looking good when you score. I wasn't a great athlete, during my time. I wasn't a great athlete at all, but I was a great scorer. I knew how to score. My strongest point was, 9 out of 10 times, if I shot it, it was going in. I mean, my thing was get me open, pick for me, leave me open. Give me the ball. I'm gonna put it in there. I don't care how far. And at that time, we didn't have a 3-point line, but I was shooting the ball beyond the 3-point line, man. So I would say that if we had to play those guys by us being old and gray now, and we really got in shape and decided to really go out there and play, we'll probably eventually we'll end up losing.
But could your junior high school team, junior year team, beat the 2007 state champs?
Yes, we could.
Why is that?
Myself, along with Tony Harris, with the point guard, we was fundamentally sound. We wasn't great athletes. We were just fundamentally sound. We played the game by fundamentals. And as you know today, most great players are normally fundamental players. The game is won and built on fundamentals. Having great talent, being great athletes kind of help, but it's a thinking game. Where most guys nowadays think that is built on offense. When we come up, it's built on winning. It's built on defense. We stopped on the team, we win. So I would say that we used fundamentals when we were playing. I would have to say Ike too. I actually forgot about Ike. Was a great player too, but Ike was he was a couple of years behind me. Even in their era, man. Those guys were real good. Ike also had a promising career too.
How about Judah Parks?
Judah Parks was great. Yeah, Judah Parks kind of reminded me of myself. Judah was a good shooter too. He was a good shooter. You could name a lot of greats, man. But there was a lot of good players that came out, but just didn't go to the
major schools.
The major schools, yeah. They didn't go to the major schools. I would say I probably was the last one to end up going to a major school outside of Eton Moore now. Going to the University of Oklahoma. He's at Purdue. Both of those schools are major schools, and that's probably what most people remember me from my career at Oklahoma. Most people don't even they don't even know I played for Oklahoma. They just remember me in the Final Four. They remember me playing in the Final Four. So a lot of great athletes, man. You have to have that. You have to have that total package. You have to have the attitude. You have to have the respect. You have to. I would say you have to have a total package in order to get to that level. It's just more than just talent, and there's more to being good, because you got to remember that when you go into these universities, you're not only representing yourself, but you represent the university too. So you have to have a total package in order to get to these schools nowadays. And again, we've had a lot of great athletes, come out of East Chicago, but not a lot of them has went to major colleges.
What